Java is not a difficult language to learn. In fact, it's quite easy, as long as you take things one step at a time. Let's start out by looking at a simple Java application. Here's our application. The first thing you notice is the class definition that encloses the entire application. A class definition starts with the word class, followed by the name of the class, in this case, HelloWorld, and then an open brace. The closing brace ends our class definition. Every Java application is made up of one or more class definitions. A simple Java application like ours will have just one. Since we only have one class, the name of this class, in effect, becomes the name of our application. Every Java application also needs to have a main method inside one of its classes. A method holds a sequence of Java commands. It's equivalent to a function or a procedure in other languages. The main method is where every Java application starts its execution. Don't worry about the definition details of the main method just yet. We'll discuss them later. Inside our main method, we have a couple of Java statements. These are known as print statements. They print out the text enclosed in quotes. Just as in a class definition, the contents of a method are enclosed in braces. That's it. We have our first Java application. Java programmers typically put every class definition into a separate text file with .java extension. These become your Java source files. The file names should match your class names exactly, with the same capitalization. In our case, we have a single class definition called HelloWorld, so we save it in a file called helloworld.java. To go from a source file to a file that can be run, you must use a compiler. When you compile your .java source files, you will end up with one or more .class files, one for every class definition in your source files. You can then take these .class files to any machine that supports Java and run them. Let's compile our program using the Java compiler. Javac is the Java compiler. Here we assume that you are running on a Windows system. Under Windows, the Javac command can be accessed from the MS-DOS prompt. You need to give Javac the full name of your Java source file. The prompt comes back. It tells us that our source file compiled successfully. Not very exciting, but it's always a good sign when there are no error messages. If we make a mistake in our Java source file, like forgetting a semicolon, the Java compiler will complain and refuse to compile our code. If we do a directory listing, we see that we now have a .class file. The .class file is actually the result of one class definition, namely HelloWorld, inside the file helloworld.java. To run our .class file, we need to use the Java runtime program called Java. This will invoke the Java Virtual Machine, the JVM, to execute our code. Note that we don't put the .class extension when we run our class file. And here's the output of our program. Let's walk through our code. When we type Java HelloWorld, the Java runtime first looks for the .class file named helloworld.class and locates the HelloWorld class inside the file. It then finds the main method inside that class and runs the commands or statements in main, one after another.